Hey guys, and welcome to Dan-gler Sea Fishing. Tonight I'm fishing Wootton. Now let's get fishing. Daddy's going fishing.
Pick up the rod and tie your line. Dan-gler's here, it's fishing time. Cast it out and feel the breeze. Watch the water dance with ease. Hook, line, sinker, hear that cheer. Dan-gler's catching fish right here. Reel it in, don't let it go. Every catch is quite a show.
Hey guys, so tonight I'm fishing Wootton, but I haven't brought any bait because this is my no bait challenge, part 1. So I'm going to do this in 2 different parts. They'll be probably a couple of weeks apart. But my first part is a shore I've brought no bait challenge, and the next one will be a pier I've brought no bait challenge. So the idea with my no bait challenge is I've come down to the beach, I haven't brought any bait with me. I have brought a few tools with me. I've brought myself a net, I've brought myself a crabbing line, and I've also brought myself a fork. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and find and forage and see what I can find. This venue that I've come to, the tide is in a bit, so I can't go out and find any shellfish. So the 2 things I'm going to be looking for in particular are lug and crab. So just going to dig some lug. As you can see, we've got some little casts down here. And when you're going for the lug, what you want to do, position yourself. If you're pumping, obviously you want to pump straight over the burrow, but down here you can't do that. It's quite heavy clay underneath here. So what you want to do is you just want to come out probably about half a foot and then come under it and pull it up. And then there we are. There's one. There's a little one. A little white rag there as well. This spot looks pretty good. Oh yeah, we got a few in there. We've got loads in here. So with the lug, they make like U-shaped burrows. So if you try and pull them out directly, they will just split. Another one in there. Good amount that time. Let's try this one. Oh, there's some nice ones. Now that one there, I've managed to split. Now, if you are keeping your lug, you don't want to put them in with your others, because all that will do is kill them. So we throw that one back. But if you put that in with the others, those split ones, it will kill the others that are in there. So you just need to be careful. If you do get any split ones, don't keep them with your others. You can sometimes keep them if you're using them straight away. Oh, that's a nice size one. Nice one there. Oh, that's a nice one. So yeah, when you're pulling them out, don't just pull them, because they will tear. You just want to sort of break the soil around them so that you can get them out. So these ones are they're just sat on the edge of the clay, which is probably because the tide is on its way in, and these ones have been sat nice and deep to keep in the moisture. So really, ideally you'd want to be coming and getting these. Oh crap, ideally you'd want to be coming and getting these when the tide's freshly gone out, because they'll be higher up and a bit easier to get. If you're getting a couple every spade, that's pretty good. Well, it is here anyway. There's some spots that will produce more, there's some that will produce less. So just gonna grab a couple of these. So a couple of limpets. I'm going to use them as bait to get ourselves some crabs. There is safer ways than using a knife. Right, so we've got a couple of limpets. Now what we're going to do, just going to de-shell these, pop them in a crabbing net, see if we can pick up some hardback crabs. When you're doing this, you can actually just use a rock and smash them off, because you're sort of just trying to get them all juicy anyway. So there's one. Be careful on the shells of these. The shells are really sharp. And obviously be careful using a knife if you're doing it the way that I'm doing it right now, because that can also be a bit dangerous. So I've got a couple in there, that should be enough to get us going. Keep those couple in case we need some more. And what we're going to do, drop that down in there. We'll come back to that in about 5 minutes. So while we're doing that, I have also brought a little net. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to play around in this seaweed down here, see if we can find any shrimp or anything. No, winkles. Avoid going too deep. Oh, we got a crab. Oh, and he's soft. Well, that's the result. Nice little soft crab. Oh, we've got a few more crabs. This isn't the way you need to grab the crabs, but you know, a few extras won't hurt. Let's see how this one's doing, see if we've got any interest yet. Oh yeah, it looks like there's a few down there. There we are. There we are, there's a few crabs that we've just managed to get in about 10 minutes. As I said, there's so many crabs down here, it's nice and easy to get, but that's plenty of bait for tonight. So after our successful foraging, we've got ourselves some nice lug here, as you can see, plenty of nice lug, and we've got ourselves some nice hardbacks. We're going to use the two of them and see if we can find some fish. So because of the baits that we've got, our targets tonight are going to be bream, they're going to be bass, and they're going to be smoothhounds. The bream obviously before dark, although you can get some bream down here after dark as well. All depends on the amount of natural light that are around and depends on their feeding habits. So with that in mind, what I'm going to be doing is I'm mainly going to be bulking up the lugworm baits, but I am going to start with just a smaller one just to see if we can find a couple of bream out there. So we're just going to start with a 2-hook clip down on one rod, And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the hardbacks on the other rod to see if we can find a bass or a smoothhound on those. There we are. So just going to use a nice short 2-hook clip down just with a single lug on both of them. And then just pop that out, see if we can find any bream. I popped it on a plain lead just so it can move around a little bit. Might help find something. I do actually have a pop-up. I could use a pop-up. So just going to start with our smaller lugworm. As you can see, they're actually quite nice and soft, so you can just nip off that little bit of tail. Got a nice solid little body there, ready to go. What I'm going to do is just going to pop that on a baiting tool, sliding it in through the tail, then out the head, and just going to pop that onto these size 2 2-hook clip downs. Just head on there first, and then through to the tail. Not done a good job on that one. That's what happens when you're trying to film at the same time. There we are. So I've just got the hook, just popping out the tail at the bottom there. So when I was saying earlier about the ones that you've accidentally sort of broken, if you can keep them to one side, you can always use them as your first baits to go out. I didn't have anywhere separate to put them, so I haven't separated them, I just throw them back. But that is something you can do with the ones that are broken if you're foraging to fish. So when using your hardbacks, what I like to do, I like to take the claws off so that they can't sort of nip at fish. But these little ones, these are ideal for bass. A lot of the bass that you bring in will be absolutely loaded with these little guys. So it's really good if you can get a good sort of few of these little ones and then just sort of pop them on like a kebab and just make that into a little pennel. Just pop your bottom hook out there and just top one in the top there. Leave them with some little wrigglers on either side, then whack them out. And they can be really deadly for bass. You also got a good chance of a smoothhound on them as well, but just gives you a second chance of a bass as well. So there we are, the first bait ready to go on the big rod. So just 3 little small shore crabs just baited together, ready to go. These are all hardbacks. There is the odd soft one in there, but most of them are hardbacks. There we are, we're in and fishing. Turning up at the beach with no bait, and now we're fishing. So now all we need is a couple of fish for this to be a success. Well, actually 1 fish would be a success, wouldn't it? If we do actually catch any small sort of pout or something, I'll probably keep them and I can use them as bait later on in the night as well. Another little knock on the red one. It's only tiny, but it is still getting a little knock there. If it goes again, we'll bring it in and have a check. There's quite a lot of line out there, so a small bass or something wouldn't register much of a bite. Yeah, let's have a look, see what's going on with this one. Oh, there we go, guys. Little bass, only a tiny little one, but that is success for the freshly dug baits on the lugworm, that one. Anyway, let's get this guy back and look for another one. So that was a nice quick start. Managed to get a fish first cast. That's what we like. Was a fair bit of eelgrass on that, so we might have to be careful of that once the tide starts running. Could be a bit hard work, but that was out there a little bit, that one. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use that white rag that we found, and then I'm just going to pop a bigger lug on the bottom there. Still using the 2-hook clip down, but we'll go for some bigger ones in a bit. So the green one is the one with the crab on, and that one is actually on a ratchet. So if that one goes, we should hear it. Whereas the red one isn't on a ratchet, but that's just the little bit of lug that we've got on there at the moment. I will be popping a 2-hook pennel on there, but I'm going to be using bunches of ragworm on there. No, not ragworm, lugworm on there. In order to see if we can find a better bass. So there we are, just got a 3 lugworm sausage going on there. So I just popped 2 on my baiting tool, then I've just popped 1 on the top and just dropped it back down, mixed them all up together, and I'm just going to pop that onto a 2.0 pulley pennel and send that one out on the one that's got the 2-hook clip down now, ready to try and fish. I'm going to have to bring in the other one in a minute, I think, just because it looks like it's been bed down with a bit of weed. So we're going to bring that in and put a fresh bait on there as well. Was that a bite on the red one, or was that just a line, just a lead moving? It's a strange bite, that. Well, a strange bit of movement, that. Yeah, so as you can see at the moment, we've got a bit of movement. It is because there's a bit of weed out there. But when I'm bringing the weed in, it's on the leader knot, it's not on the trace, which is suggesting to me that the bait is still fishing. So that little bit of weed movement isn't an issue. It isn't dragging us lots, it's just bouncing on the surface in the waves. So it's not an issue, but it does make bite detection a little bit more difficult. But mainly on smaller bites, the sort of fish we're aiming for at the moment, you should still see the bite. So it's just approaching 9 o'clock. High tide tonight is 11 o'clock, and this venue is a venue that fishes really well over the high. I do find that most of the smoothhounds come sort of hour and a half either side of high tide. So I'm hoping within maybe about the next half an hour or so, that's when we should see, hopefully, some smoothhounds. Doesn't always work that way, and sometimes knowledge doesn't prevail, but a lot of the time down here that is the case. Thought we might have been on there, but it didn't quite go. But we'll keep an eye. Might go again. So I am just whipping that lug on, but I'm keeping it quite loose when I'm whipping it. Don't want to whip it too hard, otherwise it just tears it all up. And then any lug that's still on there, I'm just sort of bounding that back on with a bit of fresh over the top each time I send that out. That was a quick bite. Calm down. Well, there we are, guys. A little smoothhound. Beautiful smoothhound, this little fella. Look at the, I don't know if you can see how many little spots that's got on it. It's got absolutely beautiful markings. I mean, it's not very big at all, but absolutely stunning little creature. Went to the lugworm, this one. So hopefully his mum and dad are out there and they fancy a bit of crab on the big one, or possibly a bit of lug. Anyway, that's both of the targets that we were aiming for, a bass and a smoothhound. Both falling for the lug at the moment. Anyway, let's get this guy back. "9". I wasn't too far off when I was assuming that it would be about 9:30 that we might see a smoothhound. Well, that's 2 fish on the lugworm that we dug. It is nice when I try to do something like this and it does actually work, and it's the 2 species that I mentioned. I know we haven't seen a bream, but you know, the night isn't over, and there is quite a big bright moon tonight, so there could be a chance of a night bream. But I won't worry too much. If I just catch a couple of smoothhounds, and it would be nice to see a bigger bass. We'll see how it goes. I'm not being greedy. Anything is better than nothing. So here we are, guys, just a little one, but just to show you, that's on the hardback crab, and look, that's quite a large crab, that, if you can see, and this is only a small smoothhound. Just goes to show they will take quite a large crab of those hardbacks. Anyway, we'll get this guy unhooked and back in, and we'll hopefully find some more. Oh, there you go, he's unhooked himself. Anyway, let's get this guy back. But 2 fish, 1 on the crab, 1 on the lug. Well, actually no, 3 fish, but 1 on the crab, 1 on the lug, and the smoothhounds. Let's try and get some more. Also, the time is 9:33, pretty close, spot on that one. I mean, technically we could reuse that crab, but I'm gonna put a nice fresh one out there. Hopefully we'll find some more smoothhounds. Well, guys, got another little bass, only a little one. Anyway, let's get this guy back and we'll get another one. Ooh. Another little smoothhound. Get this guy back nice and quick, but got to sort out my lines because he got a bit tangled. I actually thought that was a better fish until I could see that the green one had gone very slack, and I realised that it basically swum across and got tangled up in my line. That's the thing, where that weed and current aren't pushing through quite as hard now. It's not keeping my lines apart when that fish picks it up, because they're both very straight and they're fairly similar areas. It had just swam into the other one on the way in. So I'll just have to keep an eye on that. I mean, if I get a big one, then they go wherever they like anyway, so. Well, I've not actually done it for a while, but it feels like celebratory chocolate time because I've managed to catch some fish and I came with no bait. So, target achieved. Celebratory chocolate tonight, a picnic. Oh. Didn't even get to eat my fish. Eat my fish? Eat my chocolate. Oh, ugh. I lost him. Yeah. Oh no, he's still on. So, third bass of the night. So that's 3 bass and 3 smoothhounds so far. Anyway, let's get this guy back and hopefully get some more. So I might have to actually check on the hardback in a minute. With the hardbacks, you do just sort of leave them out there. They don't really wash out because there's not like a huge amount of flavour in them and stuff like that. You just have to be careful that they haven't buried themselves or been eaten by another crab or something like that. So they are worth checking on every now and then, about probably maybe once an hour. But they are one of them ones that you just leave out there and then just wait for it to go. Yeah, we'll give it a little bit longer, but we'll see. Oh, God, that was a... Oh, this is a bit of fish. This slacklined me proper.
Look at that.
Oh, God, that's tiny. It's cute, though. Please don't say that's come off.
Beautiful little fish, isn't it?
It's still there.
Better one, mate.
That's a much better bass.
Still down, I reckon.
Yeah.
Lovely jubbly.
That's better. Well, there we are, guys. That's a much better sized bass. Probably 2.5 pound. It's about 48 centimetres, this one. But fell for the lugworm, bulking them up. Did say there'd be a couple of bigger ones out there, but Yeah, beautiful bass. Anyway, let's get this guy back and find some more.
He's all right. There you go.
There we are, guys. I said there might be a nighttime bream, and Neil has just managed to catch one. And I'm quite glad, because Neil keeps catching fish and I keep missing the opportunity to be able to show you guys. So it's nice to be able to actually show one of the fish that he's caught.
At last.
Anyway,
Cheers, mate.
well, we're 5 to 11, so we're just coming to the top of the tide. That might be why all the waves have started coming in. So I've started to get these little pecky bites on the red one, which I think are probably bream. They're very little erratic bites. Now, where I've got the 2.0 pennel on there at the moment, it might make it a bit difficult to hook up with one. So I might switch back to using the small hooks on the 2-hook clip down, just to see if we can work out exactly what it is that's doing these little bites. It's not the bass, it's not the smoothhounds. Well, I don't think it is, but it's not the same sort of bites we've been getting before. Oh, there we are, a little bite on the lug. Now I've gone back down to size 2 clip down on there to try and find out exactly what it is that's nibbling these. I have a feeling it's bream. I think it's very small bream as well. They're just clean stripping these hooks. The size 2 should still pick up some pretty small ones. Well, I'll give that a moment longer and then have to bring that in and see what that one looks like. I've got to work out what I'm going to do with the crab one. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a fresh crab on, but I might kill one, chop it up and open it up a little bit, see how that works. So because we're getting to the end of the night, what I've done is I've just chucked all the last of the bigger lug onto the red rod, back on the 2.0 pulley pennel, and just bulked them out. And then I've got a few left of the smaller ones, which I will just sort of wrap up together onto that one if need be. If I don't get any action on the crab, I'm not going to use any more crab. If I do happen to get one, I might pop one more out there, but any that are left over will go back unharmed and back into the water, ready to be caught another day. So I'm pretty sure they've stripped that red one now. So I'm just going to bring that in, pop in all of the last worm, and then I'm going to make that my last cast tonight. Now there is a lot of lug worm on this bait here, and the way these fish have been surgically removing them in the space of a couple of seconds is quite impressive. So I'm just bounding a bit on there, just to see if I can get it to stay on, to see if I can get one of them to just hook up. But I'm not going to hold out too much hope. Well, looks like I was right with my guess of these being bream, because Neil's just managed to actually hook one of them. Quite a nice size one that he's managed to find, but I think there's a lot of really little ones out there. Can we find one with our last bait? Well, I think it's about time that I bring these in and call that a day. Anyway, We came out tonight to try and do a no bait forage and find session, and we managed to find some bait and we've managed to catch some fish. 3 smoothhounds and 4 bass. So really nice session. Anyway, if you have enjoyed my videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and please look out for part 2 where I'll be trying to do this again on a pier. Anyway, until the next video, I'll see you then.
It's all packed up, the lines are in, the tide has turned, the day's grown thin. So hit that sub, you won't wanna miss, 'cause Dan-gler will be back again to catch more fish.